Yo, what up, Mitch?
What up, Mitch?
We gotta do this AP Lang project, man. Do you want to do it right now? We can do it right now. It's due tomorrow.
No, man, come on. I really don't feel like doing that.
What do you want to do instead?
I want to play frisbee golf. We're already out here. No, let's do it later. It's all right. That was the last project.
Let's
don't
go
worry
disc
about
golfing.
All right. See that? That was lightning, man. It's kind of creeping me out.
All right, man. You know what? Screw this. Let's just go play some disc golf. I'm telling you, I just feel like we should do this AP Lang video. This presentation, this final project. We shouldn't be out here playing disc golf, man.
No, man, dude, this project's basically meaningless. Now that AP test is over, why are we even in this class? There it is. Whoa, dude.
That was weird.
Whipped it all the way over there.
Something's wrong around here, man. Dude, come on, man. That was my disc. I have to go find it. Just
Go grab it. It's in the woods.
Stay there for a second. There it is.
Whoa. Andrew? Yo, where'd you go, Andrew?
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Whoa. Whoa, Andrew, I think we're trapped.
It says that we have to use all the devices if we want to escape. What devices does it mean?
I think it's talking about the satirical devices from AP Lang. Look at that sheet.
Oh yeah, we learned these. Maybe we can use this to do our project on.
Alright. Wait, what even is satire? It's been so long.
I actually took some time to study this, and I remember it's sarcasm, irony, or wit used to ridicule or mock, and poke fun at something serious. So this could be either tolerant, witty, angry, or even resentful.
Alright. So I think there's 8 of them. So which one do we gotta hit on first?
If I remember correctly, the first one on the list was anachronism. It's when you place an idea, invention, item, or word in the wrong time period. So this is not always used just for satire, and may just be an unintentional error, but when it's used deliberately, it adds humor to the story by highlighting contrasts between one era and another. If we want to find some examples of the devices we have to use, maybe we can use this thing.
Textbook? These things haven't been used for like 40 years.
Hey, that's a perfect example of an anachronism, because you place this book here, which was made only a few years ago, in the wrong time period, which was decades ago, as you stated.
So I'm hoping we still don't have to open this.
Awesome. We already used one of the devices. Now we just have to use the last 7, and then we can escape.
Alright, let's try it.
I remember the second device is hyperbole. Mitchell, do you remember what that is?
I think it's like an overstatement, like an extreme exaggeration.
Alright, let's find a way to use it now. Any ideas as to how we can use a hyperbole in a sentence?
I'd look through this book, but you'd have to pay me about $1 million to open it.
Oh, I see, Mitchell. You're going to use a gross overstatement about the book.
That is not an overstatement. I think the next one was invective language. Do you remember what that is?
It's when we use harsh or abusive language directed at a person or cause. So it's kind of like a tool of anger. So it's the bitterest of all satire. So you might get a little angry or heated when you're using it. Mitchell, why don't you use this book as example to use invective language on, since I don't want you directing your anger at any human being.
This fucking book you're talking about? This piece of this, I've seen more better features than this thing, man. This book reads like, I'm not even gonna open it. It smells so bad, dude. This thing reads worse than the back of a, I don't know, CNN news page.
So Mitchell, could you explain the next device, irony?
The actual intent expressed in words which carry the opposite meaning. It's lighter, less harsh in wording than sarcasm, though more cutting because of its indirectness. Irony speaks words of praise to imply blame, and words of blame to imply praise. The writer's using a tongue-in-cheek style.
Oh, now I think Miss Bell was telling us that there was actually 2 types.
Yeah,
Socratic. There's Socratic, which was when you like pretend ignorance to like gain a advantage on the opponent, and there was verbal, which is pretty much just a simple inversion of meaning. Alright, Mitchell, you seem to be coming up with these examples for satirical device as well. Do you have any example for irony?
I'd look through this book. Everything's an argument, but I disagree.
Oh, I see, Mitchell. You used an inversion of meaning as to what the book title was referring to. Nice. Wait a second, Mitchell. You said you never read this.
Correct.
But there was notes assigned with this.
Yes.
So you never did your homework.
I've been duped.
See, I got you there. I used an example of Socratic irony. I feigned ignorance by asking those 2 first questions that lured you in. so I could ask you a final question to gain an advantage on you. Alright, so now we can move on to malapropism, our 5th device out of the 8. And a malapropism is pretty much a deliberate mispronunciation of a name or
Mary
term.
Poppinism?
No, Mitchell.
That sounds like a disease.
Yeah, very fun. But you actually used an example of it perfectly because you deliberately mispronounced it and you succeeded in attempting to poking fun at it. Nice work.
Thanks.
Mitchell, where'd you go? That's weird. I guess I'll just do parody by myself. So for this device, it's a composition imitating another, usually serious piece of work. And it ridicules in nonsensical...
Whoa. Bracken, B?
What are you doing?
I'm you.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're using parody on me.
I'm copying Andrew, copying his style, even though it's serious.
Yeah,
got a pink
very
hoodie,
funny.
headphones, bucket hat. Trying to go explore some abandoned buildings later, dude.
Anyways, if you guys want an example of parody, well, he's making a parody out of me. That's enough for this one.
So next one's sarcasm. I remember this one. I think it was defined as sneering disapproval, often expressed with praise, sharp mocking or contemptuous remark. It's actually sort of weird because the term came from a Greek word, sarskazin, which means to tear flesh.
Wow. Talking history now.
So what do you think about this project so far?
Well, Mitchell, let me tell you, I'm having the time of my life. You know, I'm just on cloud 9 with how this whole thing is turning out.
Yeah, I bet you love it just as much as I do. Project for the last day.
Yeah. Well, I guess this brings us to our last device. So then we can eventually get out of here, I guess, according to the rules. And we have understatement, which is taking a real situation and reducing it to make it ridiculous and show its faults. Well, Mitchell, that kind of wraps it up for the devices we have to use. So, given that we have spent countless hours reading and analyzing texts, preparing for Socratic seminars, and taking huge tests that will determine if we get college credit or not, is there anything you would like to say about AP Lang, the course in general?
I think it's a blow-off.
That's an understatement.
Whoa!
What's happening? What is that? What's happening again?
Oh, Andrew, what happened?
I remember playing disc golf, and now it feels like I'm just waking up from a nap.
I remember you bringing your laptop.
What? Same, man. I don't remember bringing this out here. There's a video and we're in it. There's like this robot guy.
I don't think it really matters. This is a full presentation with all the satirical devices that we needed. It's got every requirement in it. Maybe AP Lang wasn't that bad after all.